War of 1812 was a military conflict fought between the forces of the United States of America and those of the British Empire. It is named for 1 year, but took nearly 3 years to fight. The British at the time are fighting with France, and for this war they need manpower for Royal Navy, so they're stopping the American ships on the high seas and forcing Americans to serve in the Navy. The British are also eager to maintain some control in the Mississippi Valley, so they're supporting American Indian tribes against American expansion. This, as well as the trade restrictions because of the Britain's ongoing war with France, and a matter of national honor after humiliations on the high seas, is what drives James Madison, the fourth President of the United States, to ask Congress to declare war. It is an unpopular cause among many, because it threatens seaport-based livelihood and is believed to be a pointless and costly conflict. On June the 18th of 1812, Congress acts on President's request. Ironically, the conflict might have been avoided altogether if communication had been quicker. 2 days before Congress votes to go to war, Great Britain revokes the law authorizing impressments, thus eliminating America's main grievance. Hello, Governor. I'm just messing with you, Jimmy. Listen, me and the boys here talked it over and decided that it's probably not very Christian of us kidnapping you guys and forcing to fight for us, so we're just gonna go and revoke the law authorizing impressments, okay? So don't go doing anything hasty, like starting a war or something, alright? Alright, talk to you soon, buddy. Bye-bye. But the news reached Washington only several weeks later, when it is already too late. The British Army is beyond better than the American. The Americans have no real navy. Just weeks after war is declared, military commanders target Britain's last stronghold in North America, Canada. They thought Canada would be easy pickings. On the American frontier, white settlers pushing west have taken millions of acres of Indian land. The Indians, led by the Shawnee chief Tecumseh, joined the British troops, for they see it as an opportunity to make a stand. Without the Indians, there are only 1,600 British troops in Upper Canada. The immediate threat to Upper Canada on August of the 1812 is at Fort Detroit. An American army of 2,500 men is ready to invade the province. Setting out with just 300 men, British General Brock takes the offensive. The brave move has an effect on the Indians, and Brock is joined by an army of 600 of their warriors at Detroit. Brock has also recruited 400 Upper Canadian militia, dressing them in Red Army uniforms to bluff the Americans into thinking they're all professional soldiers. The bluff works. On the 16th of August, the Little Army marches on the fort of Detroit. They're outnumbered 2-1, but with an advantage. The Americans are terrified of the Indians. In a note to the American general, Brock promises a massacre. The Americans surrender without a fight. It is a stolen victory, without a single casualty, gaining enough muskets and cannons to equip an army. In the fall of 1812, a second American army prepares to avenge the humiliation of Detroit. On October the 13th, 1,200 American troops are flooding across Niagara River. It's a full-scale invasion. At first, the British are able to hold back the Americans on the beach. Then, by chance, the Americans find a fisherman's path up the steep bank. In a surprise attack, they seize the British cannon. The battle is fast turning in favor for the Americans. A desperate counterattack fails. A band of 80 Mohawk warriors, outnumbered 15-1, strike and run repeatedly. The Americans stagger, and a critical failure follows. 10 hours after the beginning of the attack, British and Indian reinforcements pour into Queenston. Now 1,000 strong, they advance. The American commander Winfield Scott surrenders, delivering 925 prisoners. The British and the Canadians lost nearly 100 men, General Bragg being one of them, shot by a sniper. Estimates of the American casualties range as high as 500. Only 2 months into the war, and already 2 American armies have fallen. In the following year, the British lose the battle in Lake Erie, and in fear of being cut off and trapped on the Detroit frontier, they choose to retreat from Fort Detroit. Tecumseh's army is defeated. In the fall of 1813, the Americans are faced with the simple truth that no army can conquer Canada without taking Quebec. The American plan is to take Montreal, attacking from 2 sides. 4,000 Americans know that they will be faced with only a few hundred Canadians. But the French Canadians, though greatly outnumbered, in just a few hours stand victorious thanks to their amazing aim. The Americans never get to Montreal. On the 11th of November, the second half of the American invasion plan also crumbles in the fields of John Chrysler's farm, as a greatly outnumbered force of the British and the Canadians drives the invaders back. Now, because of 130 Canadian traders, led by Joseph Wilcox, who joined the American forces in the summer of 1814, Upper Canada is almost lost to the Americans in a battle not far from Niagara Falls. But 3,500 British and Canadian troops once again stand their ground and fight the bloodiest battle of the war. Canadians pay a terrible price with enormous casualties, but they have turned back the last major American invasion. A peace treaty is signed on the Christmas Day of 1814, and Canada is attacked never again.